During the modeling process, you may find that you switch between the different rendering styles in the viewports when you're doing different things. Like right now we're in texture mode. We can go to texture wire, we can go to wireframe, we can go to color wireframe. There's various different rendering styles that we can choose from that might help us see what we're working on and be able to work. Now, the color of the polygons, like the edges here, you have control over that as well. If you wanted to change the color that is being displayed, you can come over to the Detail tab and choose Polygons Sketch Color. By default, it's going to be a dark blue, but we can change it to red if we'd like. And it works on polygon selection. So if I go to Sketch Color, I'm going to change it back to, let's change it to black. But then I want to come up here to the hat and say these eyes, and I'm going to select those and choose sketch color. I'm going to make those, let's make those orange. Okay, and now those are orange lines, and we've got black edges for the main character. Now, if we want, when we go to create, let's go to a new layer, and I'm just going to create a box and see how, even though we changed the sketch color to yellow, that was on the selected polygons, or that yellow orange, but now they're dark blue again. If I go to detail, let's just select this top polygon, detail, sketch color, and I'm going to make it red. Okay, we can, and it's, I actually need to select more. It's the blue and the red are fighting. If I go and cut and paste, we'll see red. But when you have a blue and red edge right on top of each other, one's going to take over. And in this case now the red is taking over. So I'm going to undo. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and change the sketch color 100% to red. Now, what if whenever I'm creating new geometry, I want to have it be something other than the blue? Well, I just go over to D for display options, and under default sketch color, I can change it to where I always want it to be red whenever I create new geometry. And so no matter what I create, it's going to be the default sketch color found under display options, default sketch color. And I can always go and select individual pieces of the geometry and change the sketch color. Let's do this to dark blue. Okay, and again, if you have this polygon dark blue and this red, one's going to win over like we saw earlier. Okay, let's just take a quick look at how these different sketch colors are affected by the display. If we go to wireframe, it's not affected at all. It's not going to show any color. It's always going to be this gray wireframe. If we go to color, it's going to show the sketch color. Okay, and but it's going to look just like wireframe except with sketch color. If we go to hidden line, same thing except we're only seeing the faces facing us, but more importantly the sketch color is showing up. Sketch, the polygons are going to become the color of the sketch color, and the edges, the lines, are going to be displayed as white. Okay, if we go to wireframe shade, we'll get the sketch color. Flat shade, there are no edges being displayed, so you won't see anything. Same with smooth shade. Now, weight shade isn't affected by sketch color because it's always going to display when the weight value is at 0, it's going to be displayed as green, and the edges will always be displayed as white. Texture doesn't show the sketch color because it doesn't show edges, and texture wire, of course, will show the edges. So that's just a quick look at how to work with sketch color. And remember that in the display options is where you set the default sketch color for newly created geometry.